My dad taught me how to pounce. Did you learn anything today?
No, I never learned anything.
That's great!
Hey everyone, here's Cuddly, Kitwana, with another episode of Kitwana's Toys, and today with another vintage Lion King toy from all the way back in 2003, released just ahead of the 10th anniversary of the 1994 animated classic. And this was one of the most popular toys of that release wave. What we are going to look today is this big, neat little toy, this Plush. It's the interactive My Singin Simba from Hasbro. This Plushie claims to be your interactive singing and dancing friend, and who wouldn't want to have a singing and dancing friend? It comes in this neat little crate here that allow you to try out this toy. Take a close look at the packaging. Press left ear, talk to me and I talk back. Press right ear, I sing and dance. And we're gonna take a look at the action features in a minute. On the back, it explains the 3 playing modes: talking mode, the singing mode, the dancing mode. And I love that they used Comic Sans as a font for this. That's so typical early 2000s. And down below we can find nothing but the UPC barcode. And I think let's see what this toy was able to do back then. And we're not going to unbox this guy here because you already figured I've got a second one right here. Of course, I had to get a loose Simba so I can keep this one to retain its full value, and here he is. Before we get to the action features, we'll take a close look at this Plush. Take a look on the face. I think he looks rather movie accurate with the embroidered eyes. You can see a little tuft on his head, 2 big ears, big floppy ears, and even an open mouth with the teeth. And let's take a look from the side. I kind of love the fur that they used, the medium pile fur, and the yellow is very accurate as well. However, one thing on the loose Simba that I have here is already broken, and that's a very common issue with these toys, and that's the tail. It's usually pointing upright, as you can see on this boxed Simba here. There's a kind of a plastic stiffener, or a little plastic tube in there that easily breaks when you handle it too rough, and so the tail will simply go limp like that in a more natural position. It's actually supposed to be animatronic. As Simba dances, his tail is supposed to move, so that feature no longer works on this one, of course, but it's no big issue for me. I think it looks rather natural, like this. And on the back he's got the tag. It said it was manufactured by Hasbro, which had the Lion King license back then. And here's him from the right hand side as well. Yeah, I think the proportions are pretty neat, despite there's some large animatronics hidden underneath his fur. That's why he isn't very cuddly. In fact, he's rather hard. But the fur that they used feels very nice. Not exactly cheap. So this is a nice looking toy, and now of course We want to see what he's able to do. And for that, before we can play, we got to take a look on the instruction sheet that we can find in here. And I'm holding this into the camera real quick. Before we can start playing, we have to insert batteries. And you can find the battery compartment in his belly. It's neatly hidden by a Velcro. Let's open that up. Take a crosshead screwdriver and insert 3 C batteries. These are the large ones. The second largest batteries, that shape actually. The toy comes with batteries already included, but of course, since it's already 20 years old, usually these batteries are dead, so make sure to replace them and check whether the battery compartment is in good condition. And once you've inserted the batteries, close the battery compartment, and then we'll take another look at our instruction sheet, for which they also used Comic Sans as a font. It's rather funny, it's so typical for toys of that era. And then we can see this toy has 2 switches and basically 3 modes of playing. We're gonna start with the play mode first, because when you unbox the toy, it'll be in demo mode. So we are going to turn the left-hand switch to on, and the one on the right to play. And then, what we're gonna have to do is to press either ear. If we press one ear, he will sing, and the other ear is for the talking mode. Okay, so let's start by pressing Simba's left ear. And that's the singing mode. He will sing one of 2 songs. If you press the button in his left ear. Let's press it again to hear the second song. So, Second Way to be King and Hakuna Matata are the 2 songs.
Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful day. Hakuna Matata, no past and play. It needs no worries for the rest of the day. Hakuna Matata. I'm gonna be a mighty king, like nothing was before. I'm punching up on looking down, I'm working on my wrong. Oh, I turn and live to be.
Alright, and now let's get to the talking mode. Let's see how many phrases he can speak and what's that all about. And we access the talking mode by pressing his right ear.
We'll always be pals, right?
Right.
Cool. My dad taught me how to pounce. Did you learn anything today?
Yes.
That's great. I'm gonna be a king when I grow up. What are you gonna be?
A monkey's uncle?
That's a great idea. Roar. Roar. How loud can you roar?
Roar.
Try again. Even louder.
Roar.
Wow, that's loud. Do you have a best friend?
Yes.
I've got 2. Nala and you. We'll always be pals, right?
Right. Okay, so this goes on in an endless loop, and if you want to stop playing, you simply have to stop answering him and not make any noise until Simba roars, and that's the sign that Simba is powering down, and you can see he no longer responds to you. The roar signals the power saving mode, and if you want to continue playing, then you simply press either ear again. Now, my younger viewers might be wondering about how exactly this toy works. Is there any AI in it or chat GPT? Well, I can tell you no. Remember, this toy was made over 20 years ago. And to be honest, it isn't really interactive. What happens is Simba just listens for any sound, and then any sound will trigger the same response. I can demonstrate that to you, and it's going to get fun.
We'll always be pals, right?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. My dad taught me how to pounce. Did you learn anything today?
No, I never learned anything.
That's great. I'm gonna be a king when I grow up. What are you gonna be?
I don't know.
That's a great idea. Roar! Roar! How loud can you roar?
Rawr!
Try again. Even louder.
Rawr.
Wow, that's loud. Do you have a best friend?
No, I don't have any friends.
I've got two. Nala and you. We'll always be pals, right? Roar!
So, as you have heard, Simba isn't really able to understand what you're saying. It just listens for any sounds, and then there's a response from the toy, and that's about the maximum what toys back then were able to do with the processing power that was available back then. Of course, if they would create the same toy nowadays, it would be connected to the internet on a Wi-Fi connection and probably access ChatGPT. It would be cool, but also creepy on at the same time. So I think Simba is just perfect the way he is. But wait, we haven't seen all the features yet, because there is also another feature, and that's the dancing feature. And that can be accessed by flipping the switch to the dance mode. That's in the middle. And then you simply have to press either ear and Simba will dance. And Simba will continue dancing as long as he's gonna hear a sound. And sometimes you have to bring the microphone in his nose rather close to your voice. Keep dancing. Good job, Simba. I like that. Oh. After a couple seconds, Simba stops dancing and if you stay quiet for a couple more seconds, he will simply power down, and then you will have to activate him by pressing either ear. So you notice during dancing, the tail is supposed to wiggle back and forth, but again, this tail is broken on my toy, so he doesn't do that. But that's fine. I can still feel the plastic tube in here, but it broke at this point here where the tail meets the body. But you can hear they used rather good animatronic components. The servo motors aren't too loud. That's definitely different on today's toys, which are only cheap, as cheap as they can be. I mean, they observe many details. For example, I love that even the battery compartment is yellow. In him, even though you can't really see it, but that's a nice little touch. And we have not seen the third mode yet, which is the demo mode, so we're gonna flip over the switch. And by the way, if you look at Simba from below, have you noticed that little Lion King logo here on his left forepaw? That's really neat. Well, let's activate the demo mode. And to be honest, the demo mode isn't really different from the play mode, except that he only sings a part of one song, and I'm gonna show you. That's how the toy is when it is boxed. It is the try me mode. That's already it. Okay, it's actually both of the songs, but only a very, very short extent. Let's see what the talking mode does in demo mode.
We'll always be pals, right?
Right.
Cool. My dad taught me how to pounce. Did you learn anything today?
I told you I never learn anything.
That's great. I'm gonna be a king when I grow up. What are you gonna be?
A monkey's uncle?
That's a great idea. Roar! Roar! How loud can you roar?
Roar!
Try again. Even louder.
Roar!
Wow, that's loud. Do you have a best friend?
I don't have any friends.
I've got two. Nala and you. We'll always be pals, right?
Oh, right. Right, Simba.
My dad taught me how to pounce. Did you learn anything today?
No.
That's great.
So that's the demo mode. And apparently he doesn't roar to power down in the demo mode. But that's okay. It just have to wait a couple seconds and then he will shut his mouth. So that's the 3 play modes, and I think for a toy, for a 2003 toy, it's rather cool what he was already able to do. Although, of course, more than 20 years later, it seems, it seems like a toy, to be honest. But that's what computer technology was able to do back then. Let's take another look at him, and you notice that this Plush is rather large. And, let me go get my measure. It is a rather large toy. We measure from the nose to where his tail begins. It is around 34 centimeters, around 13 inches. And then here's around 31, 32. Yeah, you can say it's about 12 by 13 inches, and that's a rather nice size if you look at it. And it makes a very nice display piece on yourself. I'm sure I'll find a space for him back here somewhere. I'm very glad that I was able to find both of them. And you really have to be careful when you're looking for them. They're readily available on eBay. And the loose ones start from under $10, so don't really pay more than $10, $15 for one like this. But some of them have broken animatronics, so always make sure and check with the seller on the exact condition. I've had bad luck multiple times in getting one. Either the animatronics weren't working, or the sound features weren't working, or the tail was broken, and like on this one. So almost always something that fails in these toys over time, but I'm really glad I was able to get at least one that had the sound and the animatronic features working like this one, even though it's got a broken tail. I'm not sure in what condition this one is, because I cannot access the batteries from here, and I left it zip tied into its original packaging. I think that crate looks rather neat. It's a fantastic display piece, and it's not be missed in any Lion King collection. A boxed Simba can be found for less than $50 on eBay, and I said they're still rather easy to find, but just check on the condition and make sure that you actually are going to get a working one, especially if you're going to get a loose one. They're easy to find and still rather cheap. They did not increase in value, as you can see on this one. It's got Walmart price tags on here, and it was $18 at some point and then discounted to $15, so we can assume that the retail value was around $20. Not much more than that back then. Would certainly be more expensive today for a toy with sound and animatronic features. But you can still find them around that price on the secondary market. So that was it for this episode of Kitwana's Toys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next episode. Bye bye.